Hey guys, it's 4 o'clock in the morning again, so we all know what time it is. Well, actually, it's lunchtime instead of break time, but, I actually did not do a video yesterday, which was kind of awkward for me, but I had a crazy day, so, it was Friday at Walmart in the middle of the night, so, as you can imagine. And then I tried to find a video editor, so it wouldn't look that bad, maybe, like lighten up the videos. Let me turn my manager off. I'm really not sure how she got turned on because it was off. The radio was completely on the off side. Anyways, not the point. I couldn't find a video editor, so this is what the videos are just gonna have to look like, fresh onto YouTube, just like this. And then onto the webpage. But we're gonna be talking about, once again, we're still on this book, Jesus is Greater Than Religion. And I'm going to discuss page 41 and 42. And I'm going to try not to go into page 43 because it's going to need to be a separate video. So I'm going to read part of this to you, about a page and an eighth. So I'm just going to start on page 41. It's like the last-ish paragraph. In it, Jesus condemns the fundamentalist Jews of his day by saying to them, "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you tithe mint and dill and cumin, and have neglected the weightier matters of the law, justice and mercy and faithfulness." I find it quite humorous to think they actually thought they earned God's favor by giving over little pinches from their spice racks. But then, don't we do the same? Maybe more of us are like the stereotypical fundamentalists than we realize. What do we as American Christians offer that different cultures would probably laugh at? And I think these are like pieces of the video which I've mentioned before. If you still haven't seen it yet, please, right now, this video can pause, go watch that video because it's far more interesting than what I'm saying. You can come back to me. Or not, I don't care. So anyways, continuing. We offer God good Christian behavior, but we neglect weightier matters like justice and mercy. We are so focused on legislation, how the gay community can live, that we don't show them grace, kindness, and respect. We talk a lot about tithing, but the single mom next door can't pay her rent. We make sure to have our quiet time every morning, but we couldn't care less about actually conversing with Jesus. We have never said the F word out loud, but we have never prayed for our local homeless community either. All of that is fundamentalism. And the truth is, it's a terrible version of Christianity. There's no joy for the person practicing it, and it draws no one to Jesus. It reminds me of a trick I used to do in high school. Oh, I'm going to stop there. We're not going to talk about the trick. That's going to be a different video. Because that page, you're going to have to watch video for 42 and 43. I'm sorry, there's just going to be two. Okay, so let's talk about that. He starts out by quoting the Bible and about them tithing mint and cumin and dill. And he says, you forget about justice, mercy, and faithfulness. And then in his spoken word piece, he says something about my favorite part is we talk a lot about tithing, but the single mom next door can't pay her rent. And you can think what you want about the single mom next door or, whoever that might apply to in your life. But how true is that? And don't hear what I'm not saying, please. I'm not saying don't tithe and give to your church because, your church needs it as well. They have needs. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying, how true is that though? Really? How many times do we like, oh, I'm going to tithe said amount of money? But wouldn't it be awesome if we kept, some of that money and did something with it? And not only does it really not only does it help that person, but it reminds you. Because, you know, one of the things I loved in youth was going to, you know, to help families. We would go, we'd clean the yards, we'd do this and we'd do that, which was neato. I loved it. And I didn't love it because, hey, my name's Ashley and I'm doing something awesome. I loved it because it was like, how blessed am I? It's really a reminder to you to dial back your attitude and to really just place it on Jesus. And what a better way when someone says, oh, thank you, and you'll be like, no, thank Jesus. Like, there is your mercy. And there is the place where you can be like, this is God, not me. Let me tell you about it. So it's really a good place. It's really a good thing to do. And it's so true that we believe in said things and we don't show it. We believe in helping others. We believe Jesus, you know, poor, he, you know, the lepers and all that. And how many times have you chilled with the poor or hung out with the sick? And I don't mean your whole church group went, which is cool. But how many times have you set aside some, you know, you and God time to go out and, you know, knock on some hearts and just spend some time with some people who don't get it or who need it? Whatever the case may be, how many times have you actually reached out your hand? And I'm not saying you have to make a special day to go out. Just as in my day, when I go to work, I work at Walmart. We all know that I'm a manager at Walmart. And I encounter so many people, and it's so easy for me to be like, oh, you're getting, I had it up to here with you when you walked up. And I have to be so careful because it'll radiate from me. And I can't say that they can't tell that I have a bad attitude, because I know they can, and that's not good. Or you can start out your whole entire day by being like, I like people. I like you. Let's talk. What do you need? How can I help you? People really know when it's honest and when it's not. So, that's the moments that you need to take and really, and stop giving God, you know, some cumin and some dill, and start giving God some joy. And my pastor, he said something a long time ago that'll always stick with me for probably my whole entire life. Brother Dickie said, how can you rejoice if you've never joiced? I was like, Brother Dickie, joiced is not a word. I feel pretty positive. Joiced is not a word. And then I thought, I don't think I paid attention during service, because I'm pretty sure I spent the whole service being like, joiced isn't a word, Dickie. I was so distracted. But now that I think about it, like, how can you know, when you say rejoice, I reread, I rewrote. You're redoing something you've already done previously. You know, you did it and maybe you didn't do it right. Or maybe you didn't do it enough. Whatever the reason is. Maybe you liked it so much you did it over again. Like, I'm probably going to reread this book 500 times. But, rejoiced. You have to joyce first. So, anyways. And he says, and it's the truth, it's a terrible version of Christianity. A lot of people think Christianity is Sunday morning, wake up, tithe, done. Sunday morning, wake up, tithe, done. Sunday morning, wake up, tithe, done. Read my book. I read my Bible or my book or whatever I read. I read that during the week every now and then, but really, I'm not, could I say I'm giving some, you know, rejoicing? Am I giving God some praise, some glory? You know, am I pouring out his mercy, or am I sprinkling my spice rack? So, I'm going to leave y'all with that. Actually, I'm not. I always do this to y'all. I'm sorry. There's one more sentence that I had underlined, that horrible thing I'm doing in this book, because I just can't stop. I just can't. I'm addicted. He says, caring for the poor and serving the downtrodden. Who cares as long as we don't swear? How true. Like, how you have people, and I'm not saying every person who does this is a Christian. Likelihood is they might not be. How many people do you see out there serving said people, or serving this, or doing this? Not giving just spices. They're like, oh, you might not notice those people. But the people who never swear, those are the people who were like, oh, they're Christian. Oh, they're this. And it's really easy to just group. So, I'm gonna leave y'all with, don't just sprinkle your spices. Actually do something. Get out there. Make it rain, praise, whatever you need to do. And don't just sprinkle your spice rack. So, have a glorious day, night, something. I won't go to bed for another 12 hours because I have to go to church. But, I haven't been able to go to church in forever. I've never had Sundays off since I started working. So, being able to go to church with my mom is totally worth pulling, very, very long days. So, anyways, I'm going to leave y'all with that. And y'all have a wonderful day. And I will see y'all later.